Fitness culture is among the top trends in social media these days. Specifically, butt workouts account for a fair share of social media posts. Beyond just filling out your jeans, your glutes are crucial for a strong, healthy body. So if you want to have bigger and stronger glutes, then you'll have to focus on exercises that target those massive muscles. In this video, we'll be talking about exercises like the clamshell, split squats, one-legged deadlift, and many more. So make sure to continue watching until the end. What are glutes? The glutes are a group of 3 muscles including the gluteus maximus, the gluteus medius, and the gluteus minimus. These muscles are located under the fatty tissue of the buttocks. The glutes are large, powerful muscles that aid in essential activities like sitting, standing, walking, running, and many other movements. With strength training and proper nutrition, the size of the glutes can be increased. Best exercises for a bigger butt. Number 1. Clamshell. The gluteus medius and minimus are often neglected when performing exercises like the squat and deadlift. This is where the clamshell comes in. How to do the clamshell. Lie on your left side with your legs stacked, your head resting on your left arm, and your right hand on your hip. Bend your hips and knees to make a 90-degree angle. Keep your feet in line with your butt. Keeping your core engaged and your feet together, lift your right knee as high as you can. Make sure your left knee stays in contact with the floor and your hips are stacked. Pause at the top for a few seconds before slowly lowering to the starting position. Repeat on the other side and perform as many reps and sets as desired. Number 2. Hip thrust. The use of the ball in this exercise is to trigger instability, thus forcing your entire lower body to work. Holding weights on the upper thighs gives this exercise more intensity. How to do the hip thrust. Get into a bridge position with your head resting on the ball and your butt raised. Now, lower your hips to the ground while trying not to let the ball roll around. Squeeze your glutes to lift back to your starting position. Repeat as many times as desired. You may also lift your toes for added intensity. Number 3. Banded side step. This movement targets both the glutes and the hip muscles. For beginners, you may want to position the resistance band just below your knees. As the exercise becomes easier, you can then move the band down lower toward your ankles. How to do the banded side step. Start by standing with your feet shoulder-width apart. Place a resistance band below your knees or around your ankles. You should be feeling the resistance on the outside of your legs and glutes. Now, bend your knees and lower your butt about 1/4 of the way. Step to the right using your right foot, allowing the tension to come off the band before returning to the center. Repeat. Complete as many steps as you want to the right before repeating on the left side. Another great glutes exercise is the split squat. Find out more about this here. Number 4. Split squat. This exercise works both glutes at once. Specifically, one gets stretched while the other is contracted. For more difficulty, replace the bench with a stability ball. How to do the split squat. Stand a few feet in front of a bench. Slowly extend one foot back to place it on top of the bench so the sole of your shoe is almost parallel to the floor. Next, bend your front leg to lower your torso straight toward the ground. Make sure your knee stays behind your toes and your thigh should be nearly parallel to the ground and your back knee within 1 foot of the floor. Press through the heel of your front leg and squeeze your glute as you rise straight back up. Number 5. One-legged deadlift. Deadlifts in general are great for many muscle groups, but the one-legged version is an especially good glutes workout. It doesn't just add intensity but also engages the stabilizer muscles for more balance. How to do the one-legged deadlift. Holding the weights with both hands, take your left leg back behind you about 1 foot or so that the leg lightly rests on your toe. Tip from your hips and slowly lower the weights to the floor as far as you can. Maintain a flat back or with a natural arch and keep your abs contracted to protect your back. Squeeze the glutes of your working leg to bring it back up. Do the same for the other side. Proper form is crucial for deadlifts, so people with back problems are strongly discouraged. Number 6. Lateral step up with kickback. This exercise targets the abductors and abductors as well as the glutes. To add difficulty, use ankle weights. How to do the lateral step up with kickback. To start, stand to the left side of an aerobic step or box. Next, step sideways onto the box with your right leg only. Closely after, contract your abs and squeeze your left glute as you bring your straight left leg behind you in a kickback motion. Pause for 1 count, then release the glute and step carefully off the box with your left leg followed by your right. Repeat the desired reps, then switch sides. Remember not to spring up as you don't want to have a bounce motion in there. The squeeze, hold, and step up are isolated to ensure you're not using your calves. Are you familiar with wall sits? Or some of you may know them as wall squats. Continue watching to learn more about this exercise. Number 7. Wall squat with stability ball. Excellent for isolating your glutes and hamstrings, this exercise won't put your lower back at risk. To add more resistance, do it with a pair of dumbbells. How to do the wall squat with stability ball. Stand facing away from the wall with a stability ball between it and the small of your back. Keep your feet in front of your hips, slightly wider than your shoulders, and with your toes pointed out at 45-degree angles. Keeping your feet planted firmly on the floor, squat down so the ball rolls up your back, then until your quads are just parallel to the floor. Pause for 1 count, then lift only your toes into the air to push through your heels as you rise back to the initial position, rotating your glutes and hams inward. Lower your toes back to the floor, then do the next rep. Number 8. Leg press kickback. Don't have a dedicated butt blaster machine at the gym? No worries. You can use the leg press machine then. This exercise is a great alternative as it utilizes the same range of motion, not to mention targets the middle portion and upper crest of the glutes. How to do the leg press kickback. Turn yourself around in a 45-degree leg press machine so your stomach and elbows are resting on the back pad with your knees on the seat. Put 1 foot in the middle of the platform. Now unhinge the weights, then press your foot back at a 45-degree angle by straightening your leg while squeezing your glutes at the top. Return halfway to the starting position, then repeat to complete your desired reps. No arching of your back. Also, make sure your foot is square so your toes are pointing straight down. Number 9. Single leg Smith machine box squat. This exercise targets not just the glutes but also the quads and hamstrings. If possible, do this near the start of your workout when your legs aren't worn out and you can really focus on the glutes. How to do the single leg Smith machine box squat. Start by setting up an aerobic step inside a Smith machine. Next, rest the bar across your upper traps and stand with 1 foot on the platform and the other hanging straight down off the floor. Now unrack the bar and extend your free leg forward at around a 45-degree angle, all the while keeping the other foot planted on the platform. Maintain a flat back, descend until your working quad is just past parallel to the floor. Press up through your heel, shifting your hips forward and squeezing your glutes to return to standing. Don't go too far down when descending as anything more will put stress on the patella. Oh, and while you're at the whole get a bigger butt agenda, why not include some leg exercises too?